Your microphone is turned off, Master.
Hi, hello. You're okay? Now you're in Vietnam.
I am in Vietnam. We can't hear you, Master. Your microphone is off. Yeah.
Yeah. You are the famous character of this the session.
Now outside is very cold.
Outside cold. In Himalaya.
Yeah, Himalaya is very wonderful. Reverend Pranyadip and all, I would like to invite you one day. You come here, and we organize a peace seminar and a Dhamma seminar. It's wonderful. Yeah. I had a little idea when we try to bring the leaders, particular political leader. They come here. They stay, I think, few days. And if we offer them good food, then their mind will change. Yeah. How is that?
Yeah, don't forget, we can lock them in your special little room if they cannot change their mind.
John, you are very lucky. You got experience. Yeah. If some community leader, we try to put them inside and then we lock the door.
Yes. It's very small area.
Yeah. But how? This has been that in our life, if we are unlucky, we don't have good space, we can manage 1.1 to survive, to live. Yeah.
Yes.
With wood blanket and now we can cook food. Why we need so much spaces and worrying every day? Yeah. That is one of the best my mật pháp. It's interesting. Particular here, we also thinking to get a good place. We make a beautiful garden and we collect different kind of the tree disappear on the planet. Yeah, that is one of my wish. Yeah. I'm very happy to hear you, and I hope to welcome you in Lumini and Bodh Gaya and Himalaya. It's very wonderful. You see the place where I stay, not far from Kathmandu, only 30 kilometers. But in Kathmandu, it's very polluted. Yeah, very polluted. More and more polluted because population increasing. Even the land also very much costly in Kathmandu. We are on the way to Tibet. Yeah.
Oh, Tibet.
We hope one day. Yeah. After a few days, I wish to go to the Tibet border.
Oh, right.
Yeah. If you are here, then join together. Okay, today, the topic today. Can you tell me what is the topic today?
Ignorance and the mistakes should be avoided.
Yes. Generally, the people, they don't want to talk about their mistake.
Yes, right.
And ignorant. But today, let us try to be frankly and honestly to talk about our ignorance and mistake we have done. And we lost so much time. Okay. Firstly, I would like to invite any of you to tell your experience about ignorance and mistake. If possible, we should tell frankly. Now I want to listen to you first, then after I will tell my mistake and my ignorance. So I lost a lot of time in my life. This is also a big mistake of my life. So I would like to invite Professor John. Please tell your experience about this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Master. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello from Vietnam.
Hello from India.
We only have 1 hour for my mistakes, Master. Not enough time. Only 1 hour for my ignorance. Yeah.
No. This we can extension. We can put 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a very interesting.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm telling you, I respect very much Buddha. So many times I complain about the Buddha. But at last, the Buddha, he also accept his mistake. So when he accept his mistake, then he become the Buddha.
Yes, right.
I will tell you, please.
Yes. I was very lucky. Many years ago, I was trained as an electrical mechanic, so electrician. And one of the men I trained under was a very, very clever man, very, very clever. And it was almost like the army where we were. But this one man was very different. He was teaching me. And as an apprentice, we would make mistakes because we didn't know what we were doing. And he never got angry. Never got angry at me, but the other men did. And he taught me at that time then, when I was very young, maybe 16. He said, just look at the mistake and we'll try not to do it again. Let's think about what you did. Let's think about it. Let's learn from your mistake. That was the first time I experienced that with somebody. And I still remember it now. And I am still friends with his son. He taught me so much just fixing things. It was only about fixing things. But it's something he said you can take everywhere. He said, have a look at what happened and try to work out what you did. And if you did it, let's look at this again. And that helped me a lot. And it took me a long time to learn to move that from my work into my normal life. It took me such a long time. I didn't, being very young at the time, it wasn't very, very clever. I wasn't very clever sometimes because I would always act with emotion. I would make a mistake and then we would be embarrassed. If we make a mistake, we would be embarrassed and don't want anybody to know. And that I have learned is also what people around the world don't want to admit, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, because they're embarrassed and they look bad. Whereas I've made many mistakes over the years and I'll go, oops, I made a mistake. And what I've found happens is that it's not that big a deal. It turns a big problem into a little problem, and then you can deal with it a lot easier. But there are times when I've made a mistake and I've just been so scared, trying to admit that I made this mistake. Like buying the wrong motorbike, it's many relationship mistakes. And yes, and I find that we look at, when we make a mistake, we try to justify it. We try to, well, I did this because I'm trying to think of an example, a recent example. People get emotionally involved. If they say they make it a mistake, it makes them feel bad. Then they look bad, and they don't want that happen. It's a terrible thing. Especially, I've noticed in Australia, car accidents for people. There's a lot of people. They have a car accident, and the first thing they do. I was married many years ago as well, and my wife, she crashed into 2 cars. She fell asleep and crashed into 2 cars. But she would not say that was my fault. She wouldn't say that was her fault. She had to blame everybody else, the road conditions, she was tired, you don't understand. So much she had to go to court, and the magistrate, the judge, right? It was very disturbing. It's how people cannot say, oops, sorry, my mistake, let me learn, teach me. Yes, it happens around the world a lot. And I've made many mistakes over my years. So, and I try and learn from it. But often when we use our emotion, when our emotion is very high, we can make a lot of mistakes. Whether our emotion is very high happy, we can make a bad decision, or if our emotion is very high sad or angry, we can make a bad decision. So, okay. Thank you, Master.
Thank you very much, John. Now I would like to invite Most Reverend Pranyadip, General Secretary, International Buddhist Council, Bodh Gaya.
Okay. Oh, namaste. Good morning. Very happy to see you. You are now in the Himalaya. We are in a very hot season now. Now the hot season has started here.
Yeah. Now please come.
Yeah. So today the subject is a very important subject, and due to this, the people, mostly the population of the human society, are getting in the suffering due to the ignorance and the mistake. Ignorance and the mistake is the main the subject, and this is the hindrance. This is a great hindrance and the big hindrance of the human society. And if this hindrance and the mistake will, if the people will know, suddenly becomes the changing. Suddenly become the changing. In my life also was I am thinking, I'm just by the nature I can say I am very lazy, and I am thinking without the education and without the learning, I can progress with the emotion. So in the emotion, I did so many work, but became the fail. So, but this the education of the Buddham Saranam Gacchami. When I learned this, without the education, we can't progress in any field. So first should be the education very well in any field. If I am the monk also should be very well the learning and educate himself under the teacher. So then can he progress. But mostly are thinking no need of any teacher, no need of any the master. So I can self-develop. But the self-develop, I think this is a very big mistake. And if the people are walking on this road and following this way, it means in their life, it will become the very grief in their life. So this the ignorance and the mistake. Buddha also said, "Avijjaya onadhayam sansara." This the world are covered with the ignorance. So in the process of the Buddhism, Buddha taught, and our master also taught, and the teacher are taught teaching. Just observe your the thought, And whatever the ignorance will come, and you recognize it. Without recognizing the ignorance and the mistake, we can't develop. So the observing is the main point. So we can learn, we can know. Oh, this is the point. Due to that, I was not the developing. So without the observing and without the seeing my own the mistake and the ignorance, just the sensual ill will and laziness and not knowing the quantity of the food. So this all after that we becomes very useless in the society if we follow the illness and not knowing the quantity of the food. So the subject ignorance and the mistake are the very, very important. Without the knowing the ignorance, we can't develop myself, and the society also we can't be developed. So first, the knowing the ignorance and the mistake is a very, very important. How I and how the others can be see. So that is the one way. When I born, then going under the mother and father, they are teaching us about the so many things, our mistake, and that and develop us. Again, we are going to school, and after the college and university. So this all are giving us the effort. This all are giving the strength to fight with the ignorance, to remove the ignorance, to remove the mistake. Then I become able to stand in the world. So without under the teacher and the university, college, and after the spiritual life also, without the the teacher and without the master. So I think we can't understand and we can't develop. So Buddha also gave the one very good example about the lotus. Some lotus are coming, but they develop only in the mud. This is a one kind of the, and some are also in the mud. So little bit that develop, but the surface of the water. And the third one he develop upper of the surface of the water. So the upper of the surface of the water. So people are seeing that the lotus. So that is the best. Mostly in this world, the people are born, but under the mud. There the life becomes the finish. And second, the surface of the water, that also their life becomes the finish. But surface upper part of the surface of the water, that are surviving. So if we are getting the good teacher and the good the guide who are showing us this is your ignorance, this is your mistake, this is your laziness, and this is you have to develop like this. If we'll get, then the life becomes very, very happy. So just sometimes you also teaching me, and others also. These all gave us the power. So we have to respect our teacher. We have to follow the teacher, and we have to be go under the teacher and respect sometimes, and sometimes do the service also whatever he need. So then the teacher's mind becomes very, very pleased and happy. And whatever the teacher learned in his life, they are giving to their student. But sometimes the teachers and the student, the student also are very ungrateful. They not want to go under the teacher. They say, oh, this I self get. It means this also have the ignorance. It will not go under the teacher. So, and also not want to respect. Under the teacher, he is getting everything. Everything, knowledge and the power and the post and everything he getting. But also he have ungrateful to the teacher. So that person is like the surface of the water. So their life will be the finish that time. So ungrateful people in this world are the dead people. So we have to be always to respect the teacher. Sometimes have to go. So this is the best way to remove the ignorance. And without the removing the ignorance and without the knowing the mistake, society can't be the developed. Now in this day also the fight are going long time. This is also have the ignorance and the mistakes of the two countries. We are the monks, so we can pray only. The politician people are, they are not, thousand people are now the killing in the Russia and Ukraine. But this also the one kind of mistake and the ignorance. Who will teach them? So they not want to, just political people are saying, oh, this also for the peace. After the war, it will be the peace. But this also they have the ignorance. At last I want to say, teacher are the best who are the teaching us and we have to follow, but who understand without the teacher and without the learning, I can develop with the emotion. Sometimes happen if they have the good situation, but mostly the 99% the society and the people become the fail. So best way have to be respect the teacher and to go under him and respect them and follow him, whatever he is saying. So this world are the very beautiful. Here have everything. If we have the eyes, we can see the many different kinds of face. So face also have the not less, and we are hearing with the ear. So sound have the different kind of the sound, and the taste also we have the tongue. So taste also have the many kinds, and the smell also has the many kinds, and touching also has the many kinds. And thought also has the many. Here have nothing any the less thing in this nature. Nature gave us full, but our duty how to dispel the ignorance. So that is the only one way. Teacher can taught me, teacher can teach me, and we have to respect the teacher. And before I say from the mother and father, after their school and the college and university, these all are the teacher. And a spiritual life is the best life. Who want to lead the spiritual life, so that we can see very well about the ignorance. When we see our ignorance, then 10 years before, 20 years before, 30 years before, then I saw our ignorance. Or due to that, I was suffering. So after that, we to see that ignorance, we become the laughing. Or due to that is the big mistake. But I was following the same. So last I want to say, Buddha gave us the best teaching, and to observe and to be accepted. This is my ignorance, and who will show this path? Only teacher can show the path, and there the meditation technique. In meditation technique, very soon we are progressing when we are seeing our own mistake and the ignorance. And we made with the ignorance. We can't finish the ignorance, but we can avoid. We can avoid, and we can make our own way to not follow the ignorance. So that will be the one kind of the lotus who are coming upper part of the surface. So people are seeing that the lotus and following them. So at last I want to say and thank you, and John also, and every friend. So this is the best the subject and the best way to always to follow the teacher to dispel the ignorance and the mistake. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Pranyadip. This is a very right. When we did a mistake, we accept the mistake, and we ignorant, we accept this is our ignorance. Then we can avoid many trouble, many conflict. and it's also very good for our life. You see now the present time, what happened? The war between Ukraine and Russia. Both sides, leaders, and even population, they say that is a mistake there, another mistake, not their mistake. It's interesting. Majority people now they did a lot of mistake, but they do not accept their mistake. They just say the mistake from the other people. That is the cause of the suffering, the cause of the war and the conflict. Hey, I told you, the Buddha, he left the kingdom. He left beautiful wife, palace. Then also he tried to find a good way for humanity, for the being. But when he spent many years mortification, then he followed many wrong way. And at last, he accept, oh, the many years he had to mortify, trouble his body, mortification. Then he understand this is a wrong way. Then he accept the wrong way and he turn to the right way, then he get enlightenment. That is a wonderful lesson. Yeah, the humanity now we are suffering. Also because they not accepted their mistake. For example, you see before what happened in Ukraine, in Europe, I listen the news from both sides. One way, the Ukraine government lead, particular people, particularly the leaders from Ukraine, they blame Russia. Oh, they utilize very bad work. And from Russia, they also utilize very bad work for Ukraine people, particular leader. And then I'm not a fortune teller. I will say, certainly the war will be happen. And now you see. Now carry on. None of them accept. So today the topic, if everybody, we accept our mistake and ignorance, then we can avoid many trouble in our life. Yeah. You see, like when American, they spend a lot of million dollars in Vietnam. What for? They say for democracy, to protect Vietnam, and million people die.
Yes.
And at last, they could not protect Vietnam and only in the communists. And after they were defeated in Vietnam, and after a few years, then they start to repeat the same thing to many countries, particularly in Afghanistan. Afghanistan, when Russia is there, and they also think if a person occupy Afghanistan, and whole area will become belong to the Russia. They spend million dollars. According to the document, they say 20 years, every day, USA, they spend $1 billion. But at last, also the same thing happened in Vietnam, repeated in Afghanistan. But they never accept that is their mistake. But you see, like Vietnam War now, nearly 50 years, then the master of war of Vietnam, they say sorry. That is the mistake of American policy. And when they say sorry, million people die already. So now, today we discussed about this topic, and you also give give suggestion how we should remind the people should frankly, honestly accept the mistake and ignorance. Then we can save the life of the people and bring the happiness to the people. It's a wonderful. You see now, many wrong things, but they never. I don't say, I meet even now. But sometimes they did a mistake. They create a problem, but they never accept. They say, oh, this belongs to another one. I learned many lessons about this thing. I will share later. Now, I would like to invite, this Professor John, within 1 hour is a very, very short time. And this topic, we can talk many, many hours, many days. And how can we share this experience to more people? So this is also the sacred key for the happiness and the peace. And even now for individual and even for the family and for the country. So I would like to invite Minh Phước Trí to share your experience about this topic.
Nam Mô A Di Đà Phật. Xin chào and namaste. Thank you, Guru. Thank you for everybody for participating in this forum, and thank you, Guru, for this opportunity. As said the previous speaker, it's an important topic as well. Today's topic is ignorance and mistake should we avoid. As an ordinary human, mistake is my daily routine. Could be smaller or could be bigger. Every day, could be inside the kitchen or in my office or in my work, everywhere. Little or bigger, it's my daily routine as an ordinary human being. But there are, in English, there are the two terms, mistake and another is a blunder. Sometimes we do very blunder. That means very big level of mistake that may harm to us, ourselves, or to another party or third party. That's far than excusing. Difficult to revise that one. A mistake is an activity that cause me problem. But like a blunder is an activity that caused me a major problem. So we should understand which create a very significant loss. As a person, as an organization, or as a country also, sometimes they make one decision. Certain that time they think that is very right decision according to that time scenario. But later on they will understand that was not right decision. Because every single moment we are human, we are conscious being. So every single step we move, what our soul and mind guided. But particularly that time we feel that is right decision, so we do. Now I'm talking, it's inside my soul, heart, my mind is guided, so I'm expressing. But after a certain time, when we pass time and have a different level of experience and educations, in future we may think that was not right. That was not right. What I did that time, what I made, maybe that was not right. As a human, as an ordinary human being, personally me, many times we pass through a lot of mistake and regret. And yeah, as a big organization or countries, also they passing through the same process. But personal mistake may harm for personal or individual or certain small group, but as organization or as a country leader, if they made those kind of wrong decisions, then that harm for world or country for human civilizations. Like now we can see war. Someday they will recognize that was not right decision. Never, we can see in history, never they decide to fight war. That's never became right decision. Yeah. Another thing is no one in this world is pure and perfect. If avoid people for their mistakes, we will be alone in this world, because no one in pure, no one like Buddha in this stage. Even Buddha also did a lot of mistakes, as Guru says, but he recognized himself, and he improved himself in new edition, new version. He learned from his mistakes. So day by day, he improved himself, and he became a better. And one day he got enlightenment, and he became Buddha. So we should not judge people by their mistakes, because we all are we are ordinary human. That is our regular life. If we start to find the differences and mistakes, we can find many, but we should try to find what is similarities and what is a positive thing we can learn from them. Then we can go further. As Buddha said, judge less and love more to people. That is the solution. We are wiser when we learn from others' mistake, because many of us, we are passing our daily life. Most of us as a human, we are having a similar regular routine life. But some people got very success, some are medium, some are failure in life. Maybe there is some reasons. The level of educations, their level of thought, how they perceive the situation, their culture, environment, many things. As an ordinary person, every single mistake we repeat and we learn and we improve and we go further. That's too late, because our life is limited. Maximum we live is only 100 years. If we are wiser, we can learn from others' mistakes, so we implement in us, so we can go quicker. Yeah, and we can be better. That's my personal opinion. In English, there is one proverb: with age comes wisdom. Same thing, because we learn a lot from our previous mistakes and experience. A mistake that makes you humble is better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. This also, I like these statements, because many people, they start their career, their life together, but one person achieved a lot of things, another person not very successful. And when we compare their characters, habits, and we can find some differences. That's why some are success, some are failure in life. So by our mistake, we can learn, and we should be humble. Sometimes when we are not doing mistakes, we are very success and we are going further without any mistakes. That may bring inside us some arrogant habit that also should avoid, because as Pranadip Guru says, like a lotus flower, it's always, we cannot grow in marble. We cannot grow inside the room in a nice area. Always it's suitable climate for that is muddy inside water. But that never touch when it's bloom, that water always come like a 15 centimeter up from water. That's never touched to that dirty water. Even our society, our family is uneducated. So we are from very basic level of economic status. We are living in poor country, but we can be better, no? So how we flourish inside us, that make us. So there is because there is a few things like I always believe in nature versus nurture. The society, family culture also important, but in only certain level. People used to say by playing football in Ho Chi Minh in Ho Chi Minh City in a stadium, no one can be Messi or Pele because the level is not fair. Like a Ho Chi Minh Stadium or Kathmandu Stadium cannot grow Pele or Messi because the player comes according their society. Anyway, they are a supreme level of player. That's different thing. Just I'm comparing. But even we are from very ordinary family. Like a Buddha also was from very ordinary family. He became Buddha. So same, we can take the example of lotus flower, even grow up in mud and can be very precious flower. Yeah. By ignorance, we mistake, and by mistake, we learn. As an ordinary human being, something we don't give priority, like every day in daily our routine life. So that's not so important. We careless for something, but somehow later we will see bad results because of that, because we ignorance, and that's we see that was a mistake. So we should be mindfulness, should not ignorance. Life is a series of experience, each one of which make us a bigger, wiser, with wisdom. Even though something it is hard to realize this in life. Yeah, and always I personally do believe and I do try to practice. Today I will be a better version of myself than yesterday, because I should learn from my previous experience. So every day I should be updated and do less mistake, less ignorance. Maybe we cannot. We only can mitigate our mistake and ignorance. Maybe cannot go until the zero level. We are ordinary human. Yeah. I should be today's. I will be better person at myself than yesterday. Yeah, because of my education experience and life experience. Yeah. So everyone passed through a lot of mistakes in life, a lot of ignorance, and people try to avoid that also. But we should learn from that. Not only from our mistakes, we are more wiser if we can learn from others' mistakes, because that is a free education. Because all problem they got, but lesson we can get. So that's free education. Yeah, that's all from my side this morning. Thank you for participating, all Dharma brother and sisters. And thank you, Guru. Thank you so much for your opportunity for me. Yeah. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manfukti. This is a wonderful topics. As Professor John, he said, there's many mistakes we cannot discuss within 1 hour. But if you like, we should extend more hour, many more day to this.
This is
Guru. Very important.
Yeah, Guru. And there is some mistake we cannot discuss, but we even cannot share. We only keep inside us.
Yeah, we should share. Yeah.
But some mistake, I think we cannot share. we keep inside us. Full life.
But I will share because some terrible mistake. But I will tell you is but really I can say that mistake is a really big, stupid thing I have done in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now thank you very much for joining. Now, anybody want to raise the voice about this topic? I think there's one young friend from Australia. He's studying from Australia. Anybody else? I'm waiting.
Can I say one more thing, Master? Is that okay?
Yes, please, please.
In about 15 years ago, I did a business course. It cost me many thousands and thousands of dollars. It's to be successful, guaranteed successful. And in the title, it had learn by your mistakes. You know, learn by, you know, no longer be ignorant, something like that. Not exactly, but something like that. And I spent so much money on this course and learning and reading and writing. In the end, I walked away because they promoted, if you don't know something, don't tell anybody. If you make a mistake, hide it. They were teaching this. They were promoting, hide your mistakes and don't. And this, there were maybe 200 people in this course, and everybody spent about $5,000. And it's, they talked the talk. They talked yes, learn by your mistakes. Your mistake is, don't let anybody know you made a mistake. Right? If somebody asks you a question, just talk about anything else. If you don't know the answer, don't let them know. And this is what I've found is in the West very prevalent. It's very prevalent. It's very popular for nobody to go, oops, I made a mistake. How can I fix this? How can we learn from this? They promote and they educate the opposite, and they think they are fixing it by going, oh, my mistake was I made this mistake. I won't tell anybody. Now I have to make it better. I need to make it perfect. And so the idea of being perfect comes in, but all they look at, their focus is on the mistakes. And it's a circle that goes around and around and around. And it's in the education department in Australia now. It's just very, very frustrating. So, yes, I just thought I would share that little bit of information, Master, about my country where I first came from. So,
thank you. Thank you very much, Professor John. Now I'm telling you about my ignorance and mistake. I told you I was born in a country that have terrible war between Americans and Vietnam. Then I went to school on midnight because they had bombing.
Oh, wow.
Market, school, midnight. You see, this, I never forget this suffering in my life.
Wow.
Then I was very luckily to meet my master, Thầy Huyền Diệu. He's, I consider like the Bodhisattva Buddha. He gave me many suggestions, many sacred teaching, particular gratefulness. And he told me, he told me many times, whenever you meet your life, you should have the metta, karuna, and wisdom together. He always remind me. Then whenever you meet anybody, you should give them love and respect them. When you see suffering, we should help them. with the wisdom, but I do not obey perfectly. Therefore, I'm suffering many cases. Now, one of the cases I never forget. It happened about 45 years ago in Bodh Gaya. About 45 years ago, when I come to Bodh Gaya, I saw many countries, they have the temple. But also, I feel sad because Buddhism has to live in Vietnam more than 2,000 years. But why? There's where in Bodh Gaya, where Buddha got enlightenment, every country they have the temple, but there are no Vietnamese temple. So I make a wish. Before I die, I very much like to see should be a Vietnamese temple, even touch temple, ordinary temple. But that time, Bodh Gaya, very few people.
Very few.
Then I stay in the Burmese temple. Burmese temple also at that time also not developed. Only small room around small campus. Then I meet there's one abbot, one of my old friend, Reverend Uniyananda. He was stay in Bodh Gaya long time. I stay there. I met him. We also sometimes we meet, but rarely we talk. And he is a very good monk. He chose to sit near the gate, and he smoked a cigarette. Burmese cigarette. Then he smoked. I was very upset. How the monk smoke a very big cigar. He was shocked. Then I also did not say anything because we are the guests. We stay in his temple. We dare not to say anything. One morning, I come back from my temple. I saw there's one young lady with the child on her arm, and he's sitting like this one, and the lady with the small child in arm, he said, "Baba, Baisa, Baba, Baisa, Baba, Baisa." But he's very quiet. He did not say anything. He smoked cigarette. I was shocked. I say, how the monk? No compassion. No compassion. Why the lady, she's a very thin and poor with the child, and then I go up. I really want to do talk, but I'm afraid because he's an abbot. If we talk something, this is not good, make conflict. Then I go to my room. I pick up 100 rupee. You know, 100 rupee at that time, very big.
Very big, very big.
Yeah. The mystery, every day, the labor, only 2 rupee. The mystery, only 2.5 or 3 rupee. Then I pick up the highest note, 100 rupee. Then I cover a little like this one. When I go down a little far, I make the noise. I make my leg like pop, 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 pop like this one. Then I make like this. I call in her, like call the low, darling. Come. Then she carry the child. Then I hand very discreetly the 100 rupee in her hand. When she opened, she's very happy. I also happy. Oh, whole day I did not take food. I say, oh, wonderful. Today I did a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. Oh, many days I happy because I thought I sell the lie of the lady, not lie my friend. Yeah, my friend, he has no confession. Things like this. Very proud. Then I think after, about few weeks, at that time, not many cars. I went to the Dungsgiri. I have to walk about 3 kilometers, and I crossed the Niranjana River. I went to the where Buddha practiced mortification in the mountain, Dungsgiri. And after worshipping, then I come back. I cross the river, I come back the road. Suddenly, I meet the same lady. Oh, when she meet me, she very happy. I also very happy. Baba, acha, they say acha, what acha? Then you see what happened? She follow me. She follow me. Baba, Baisa, Baba, Baisa, Baba, Baisa, Baba, Baisa. I feel very shameful, very shameful. Any bus, when they see, they stopping, they look at me. I think they thought this is maybe my darling. Yeah, that is my child. So now the lady fall. Then I shout her. I ask her, go away. She not go. I ask, go away. Chalo, chalo, chalo. Then she also follow me. Baba, Bisa. Oh my! At that time I saw, oh, I did a big mistake in my life, but I cannot run. When I work fast, she follow me. Fast, work about 3 to I was very much worried and got angry. Then I took the stick. Then many wood on the road. Then I beat on the ground. I said, "Don't, chalo, chalo." And she hold the child. She ran away because she thought I beat her. Run away. Then from there, I walk slowly to the Burmese temple and I say, "Oh, this is my mistake." Because I have the loving kindness, but I forget another thing: wisdom. Pranya. Therefore, you see, many things we have to learn. When loving kindness always must go together with pranya, wisdom.
Yeah, right.
The pranya like the eyes, wisdom like the leg. If we have the leg, no eyes, then we have problem. So this is the one of my. At that time, I also sorry. I'm very sorry, but I did not say with my friend Uni and I say before I blame you. Now you should blame me because you see this. Therefore, Buddha he say, metta must go to metta karuna must go with the pranya. Without pranya, is a very dangerous. This is one of my biggest lesson in my life. You see, even now, many people. The student, many people, when they are suffering, I help them. No condition. But after that, I meet many difficulty. So now, when I want to do something, I always remind. You see, that is also one of the biggest lesson in my life. So now, when I want to do something, I only remember that one. For example, recently, you see, when I was in Lumini, I was in a village. I saw some very poor family. I really want to help, but whenever I remember that story, I'm very much afraid. There's one village not far from Lumini. There's one few family very poor. Since about 5-6 years, I really want to help. There's one handicapped lady. She only one leg, but I really want to help, but I know what to do. If I help, then many problems come to me. So I praying. I should do. Even local people also cannot do. Now, luckily, last time I was very lucky. Minh Phước Trí and his wife was in Lumini. And then he also with some difficulty, but he did the work wonderful. Before, when he did the work, he rebuild a very good house for that family. And I'm very touched. If I did, then many problems. Maybe that lady, she come and she lie down in front of my temple. That's a big problem. So I think now the time is finished. So if possible, if you like, next week we continue. I will share you many experience about.
That should be the continue. Should be the continue.
Yeah. So now, Reverend Pranjadip, next month is a Buddha Jayanti, Buddha birthday.
Yeah.
But I think the full moon Buddha Jayanti, you will be very busy in Bodh Gaya. So we are thinking to organize. You also co-organizer. We organize the Buddha birthday according to Vietnamese tradition. Vietnamese tradition is 1 week before full moon. Okay. So please you select positive monk and lama from Bodh Gaya. Then we hire the bus. We bring them from Bodh Gaya to Lumini 1 or 2 days. After celebration, then go back to Bodh Gaya. It's okay?
Okay.
Then I think this is also a good thing. You bring the good monk, good lama. They come and they witness how Lumini develop.
Yes.
Okay? And then after that, we share the idea. We try to make good relation, and we should unify our Buddhist organization. Okay? So please you select. I will prepare the bus. Bring you and delegation. Even the lay people, even you find there some Indian leader from India. They can follow you. Go to Lumini 2 days. Okay? And then after ceremony, then go back. Then we also thinking to try to cook the good food for you and the delegation. Okay? And if possible, you try to bring the artist. We may make exposition, peace and Buddhist exposition, painting something in Lumini. And that's time Lumini also very hot, but 2-3 days okay. Now you will be surprised. You will come to Lumini, you will surprise how Lumini develop. Not like Bodh Gaya, but also good thing. We can share experience. Okay, thank you very much for participating. Next week, if no earthquake, then we meet again. Yeah. Namaste. Thank you very much. Have a good time. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.